Okay, this is outside of my normal videos, but I am inspired by a beautiful lady by the name of Abby, and she's going on a mission soon, and she's a great inspiration. She gave a class last week, and it was about gifts and talents, and I wanted to say something, but I was a little emotional, and I was enjoying what the other women were saying. So I've decided that I'm going to tell this story here. I've actually wanted to do this for a while, because this guy right here, I want to tell you about this awesome guy right here. Can you see him? He's beautiful. He's a beautiful man. His name was Phil Falk. He was my dad. He died a few years ago, so I'm going to tell you a little story about my dad. So when I was a kid, I loved to play piano. I come from a very musically inclined family. I have an older sister and a younger sister that can play just about whatever you put in front of them. I have a brother that can play clair de lune by ear. Who does that? But me, I was a little different. Took a little bit of piano lessons, and I would go learn the music, and then I would put my own little fling to it and come back and get yelled at by the teacher because I wasn't learning to read. So I just kind of did it on my own. After a couple of little attempts to share, reflections contest, and I think it was a road show or something that I tried to write some music to. It only takes a couple little kids to laugh or, make fun of or whatever, and my pride just went up and my confidence went down. So I only played for my dad. And he would always say, Dina, you should share your talents. But my music was a little weird. I did what my mom would call dark music, the sharps and the flats, and, just a little bit different. In fact, there's a part of this thing that I'm going to share with you that's got a little bit of the happier side for my mom's benefit. But it was just different. My music's different. It's not like everybody else's. And when my dad would say, you should share your talents, I would say, I am sharing my talents, Dad. I'm sharing them with you. So years passed and life gets busy and you get doing your own thing. And I had kids and I kind of stopped playing. I would only, it's kind of hard when you only play for yourself. So my husband and his friend that lived in our basement for a little while bought me a digital piano, which was really nice of them. And it was just more of a therapy to me. I just played it every once in a while just for fun. After my dad died, it was unexpected. And we were all kind of having a hard time with it. And I woke up with this weird dream. And I don't know what it was. I just could imagine this woman. Like after I woke up, it was the weirdest thing because it was after I was awake. And this woman was humming this beautiful song to me. And I couldn't get the song out of my head. I'm like, I know that song. Where have I heard that song before? So I went and dusted off, literally dusted off my digital piano, and I started picking this song out. And I realized this song was something that I wrote when I was 17. Then I remembered another little piece of a song and another little piece of a song. I never finished any of them. They were all undone. So I put them all together, and before dawn, I had Ballad for Papa, which I'm going to share for you. Okay, let me finish off the rest of that story because I want you to realize how important our gifts and talents are and why we should be sharing them, even if we're not professionals, even if it's not something that we spend our life doing. My grandma Jackson was the one that raised my mom. She was actually my mom's cousin. My mom's mom died giving birth to her. They named her Dina, okay? And they were going to call my mom Dina Sue. And they were going to name her Carly Sue, my grandma was, and they named her Dina and Sue instead, which is kind of ironic because my first sister was going to have the name Dina. And then I had twins that were born Tina and Dina, and my mom was flattered, but was like, okay, you stole my name. So 8 years later, I come along and my mom decides I'm going to use it anyway. So I'm Dina. Well, when my grandma Jackson, who raised my mom, was on her deathbed, we didn't know much about my mom's family. My mom grew up in Louisiana, and we didn't know much about her family. So Grandma Jackson was bedridden for several months, and she was so cute. And she was a good old Southern belle, and she'd say, Dina, you guys just don't have any good gospel music. So I wrote a couple a cappella gospel songs for her, and I had some friends come over and help me sing it with her. And after we were done, she said, you're so much like your grandma Dina. And I said, how is that? And she said she loved music. In fact, that's how my grandma and my grandpa met. Apparently he played guitar or violin and she played the piano, and that's how they met. And I can't help but think that maybe that sweet little lady on that train. It was weird that sang me that song. Maybe she had something to do with me starting my music again. Maybe I think our ancestors have something to do with us. So here's part one. Part two is going to be the actual song. And I'm going to tell you, I don't play but a few times a year. My digital piano doesn't work. I come up to a local church and use their piano and just play around a little bit. But Abby, your lesson inspired me to write this down. And so that I had it. It's almost Father's Day. I miss my dad. So I'm writing this for him as well. So I'm encouraging all of you, no matter how old you are, I'm old. No matter how old you are, no matter what you're doing with your life, share your talents. God gave them to you for a reason. My dad used to always say, embrace your mistakes. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't let the pride of other people stop you from doing something that you were given as a gift to help you in your life, to help other people in your life. Share your talents. Thank you, Abby. I love my dad. Have a good day.